Many Kenyans are still not buying the reasons as to why Uhuru Kenyatta finally succumbed to pressure to speak to Raila Odinga, to meet with Raila Odinga and agree. You tell them US pressure, you tell them local political pressure, they still don't buy. Yeah, they still cling to state machinery. Eh? This guy has state machinery. Why? Why now? Now, in the early hours of 9th March, that's the day the announcement was made. That's the day they met and came out with their very detailed agreement, which is still not public but will be rolled out in due course. Okay, that's the day. In the early hours of that day, I made a recording of why the Jubilee government cannot survive, why the Jubilee presidency cannot survive. Now, I made a lot of other recordings. And this morning, as I was preparing myself to go into the studio, I went and I listened very quickly to those recordings which are dumped. Those recordings were just overtaken by this very, very major news of Raila meeting with Uhuru. And as I listened to the one about where the Jubilee presidency cannot possibly survive the way it is, I was amazed. And you'll find out why in a minute, okay? So what I've done here is that I'm just going to play it back for you exactly the way it was recorded at that time. Bear in mind that this voice is not aware of a Raila-Uhuru agreement, and it all just comes together perfectly, okay? Just listen to it, and those who have doubts as to what really pushed President Uhuru Kenyatta over the edge, this has to be it, okay? Just listen to it. There are those who say the mighty government of the Republic of Kenya can survive anything. Throw anything at them, and as long as they have state machinery, hakuna mahali unaenda. The government will remain solid. Okay? There are those who believe in that 100%. And indeed, some of them listen to the analysis on this channel and they say, oh, Chris, go tell it to the birds. Hakuna kitu kama hiyo. Serikali ni serikali na ni siri kali. Siri kali as in secret, a secret that is kali. A very tough secret, very top secret. That's government. Now, in my view, that may be true in some cases, but if you look at history, that is a very naive view of any government. Because the truth is, we have had very tough, draconian, state machinery-dominated governments collapse. Indeed, we have had entire empires collapse. Who believed that the mighty Roman Empire would one day collapse? Who? Hakuna. Yeah? And well, according to that theory of empires collapsing, yeah, right now, who can ever believe that the mighty United States of America will one day collapse? Hakuna. Yeah? Therefore, as long as we live on this earth, and as long as we're operating under the laws of human nature and the laws of nature, and as long as you can go back to history to look at things, there's nothing which is invincible. Not even the mighty government of the Republic of Kenya. But let us leave history for a while, let us leave theories for a while, and let us analyze the facts on the ground. The state of the nation. Call this recording the state of the nation. Okay? Because there are a lot of very interesting things happening on the ground, some of them very confusing. So in this series, let's try and unravel them so that we have a clear picture. Okay? If we agree that at some point, the Jubilee government will no longer be able to sustain, will no longer be able to soak in the pressure, okay? Or even if we don't agree, we say Jubilee will survive. Let's look at the facts and see what the facts tell us. Now, the first thing I want us to examine is based on a truism about life, and especially about governments, okay? Now, governments are known for keeping secrets. Indeed, when you sign up to work for the government, one of the first things you do is that you sign a contract, okay? Now, this contract binds you to keep mum, funga mdomo. Secrets of the government you do not discuss. Okay? So the long and short of it is that what the government wants to remain secret will remain secret. Or will it? Actually, sometimes it tends to come out at the wrong time when you do not intend it to come out. I'll give you the latest example. The financial position of the government is terrible. It's very bad. Okay? In fact, it is so serious that the IMF, they don't talk much, especially in public. Okay? They do actions behind the scenes. They take actions. They make decisions. Okay? So it's up to you. They don't do... IMF rarely ever, in fact, never ever calls press conferences. Okay? So you get the IMF coming out and saying, during a meeting with the government officials, and they know their press are there, they say that, you guys, hizi maloni zako, hizi maloni zenyu, these loans you're taking out, they're dangerous. Where you guys are headed is not a good place. That is the IMF speaking. So we know here there's a problem. Forget what Chris Kumekucha tells you. This is concrete evidence that there's a problem. Then after that, events unfold very quickly. Because the government does not have money and is living on loans, they're looking to cut back here and there. Okay? And so the first place where they look to cut down costs dramatically is this money they send out to counties. And so the CS Treasury, Henry Rotich, is called before the Senate. And now he explains to the Senate, he tells them, look, we don't have money. So this money you want us to send to counties, it is not possible. We have to cut down dramatically on the money being sent out to counties. Now remember, at the time he's saying this, counties are already bleeding. Why? Because money that was supposed to be disbursed to them last year, beginning of last year, they have still not received. So here's Bwana Rotich speaking, and he knows that he's speaking to a friendly house because a vast majority of the house are Jubilee affiliated. They're with the government. Okay? So he says, in fact, we want to change the law. So that the money which is going to be legally allocated to counties is reduced. Within minutes, the headline is all over the world. Kenya government is broke. Who said it? Henry Rotich, the finance CS. It came right from the horse's mouth. Now you can be sure Bwana Rotich's phone at Treasury was ringing off the hook. Bwana Rotich, what is this we're seeing in the media? What's going on? You're revealing government secrets. We're a bit short of cash, but do you have to go and to announce it to all the world? What's going on? Am this the fight between URP affiliated and TNA affiliated people within Jubilee? Are you guys trying to bring down the party? Are you trying to bring down the government? What's going on? I'm very sorry, sir. I was misquoted. I'm going to correct the situation right away. They quoted me completely out of context. I'll correct it. And so the next day, the finance CS comes out with a statement. He's actually at a function, and he says, those people saying the government of Kenya is broke, that is fake news. There is nothing like that. The government has money. How can a bankrupt company be allocating funds? How can it be still allocating funds? The government is not broke. In fact, what we are doing, now listen to this last part, very interesting, because it completely contradicts what he has just said. In fact, the money, Eurobond money is here, and that should keep the country afloat for some time. Wait a minute. What is he saying? He's saying, in other words, if we can elaborate on what he's saying that the government of Kenya has no money, but it has money from a loan, Eurobond, and that Eurobond money is going to be used to keep the country, note the following word very carefully, afloat. Now let's simplify this. Let's go back to an individual. Yeah, an individual is in very serious financial crisis. Yeah, therefore he goes out to a bank and he takes out a loan, a huge loan. Okay. Now when he has this loan, is he broke or is he not broke? The answer to that question will inform you as to whether the government of Kenya is broke or not. In my view, such an individual who has taken out an emergency loan to keep things afloat in his household is living on borrowed time. They are still broke. Kabisa. Okay? They're operating on loans. Okay? End of story. But the really fascinating thing here is that a government secret came out by mistake. Serious serikali ilitoka kimakosa. Yeah? That's a Swahili way of saying the big government secret came out by mistake. Now, first of all, the people who say the Constitution of Kenya is marehemu, is on its deathbed, are right. Because if you're a government and you're looking down to cut costs, the last place you should go to is disbursements to counties. That is the very last place you can ever go to. And even if you want to go there, you need to change the laws of the country. You need to change the Constitution of the Republic of Kenya. Now, I know counties are very corrupt. Wheelbarrows are being bought at 100,000 shillings per wheelbarrow. Yeah. And those people who purchase those wheelbarrows now have even been given promotions. Yeah, they're very senior in government. They're very senior in the hierarchy now. Yeah, although they lost the elections, they lost their seats as governors. Many counties are spending this money on trips abroad. Yeah, in fact, I had a very interesting, I heard with my own ears from somebody who was an MCA. Yeah. In fact, after the 2013 elections, I heard from somebody around 2014, 2015. I heard myself with my own ears, not being quoted or being told by anybody. An MCA telling somebody I was with, hii budget imetoka, hatuwezi kuona vizuri. Lazima twende South Africa ndo tuione vizuri. Yeah, so there's a lot of wastage in the counties. However, the law is the law. Money has to go to counties. And that is not a view, it is not an opinion, it is the law. The law is very precise. It even gives the exact percentage of national revenue collected that should go to counties. There's no argument there, there's no rocket science there, it is pure and simple. But the way the Jubilee government has been behaving, it has been behaving as if sending this money out to the counties is a favor, a very big favor, which can either be withdrawn or given. Yeah, especially depending on some certain things the government may want a county to do, a political thing for the executive. Yeah, where fanya you scratch my back, I scratch yours. That's what it's come down to. Now let's quickly quote the Constitution. Article 219 says, funds shall be transferred to the county, 1, without delay, 2, without deductions. Okay? Now Article 219 says there's an exception. Yeah, there's an exception where funds may not be sent to a county. And the only exception is under Article 225. Now Article 225 talks about Parliament. Yeah, whatever laws, rules Parliament may pass as a result of maybe something which unfolded on the ground, they may be able to cut the money being sent to counties. However, there's a very big but here. But, however, there is even a limit to the amount of money they can stop from sending to the counties. And that cap is 50%, no more. So even if they pass a law to cut and say we are not going to send money to county X, county Y, we're not going to send money to all the counties, blah, 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 they cannot cut the entire amount. They are limited. The maximum, absolute maximum, they can stop from going to the counties is 50%. Okay? That's the law. Now, there's a very big political storm, very big manenos brewing over this money to the counties. Okay? We'll discuss it in the next episode of this series. Don't miss it. This is Kshs Kumekucha.